To go off and date her, guess you didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor. Yeah, you're still a traitor. God, I wish that you had thought this through before I went and fell in love with you. What they ordered. We have to go again. Wait, let me get the... Oh, can you hear me, or is this just... Am I just doing this on my own?
I can hear you.
You're just ignoring me!
No, well, maybe. You're being kind of annoying.
You're being annoying. You're not listening to a word I'm saying. Raspberry and coffee. Okay, dude. Here you go.
No, what's happening?
There we go. And then... Here you go. Take it. Can't wait to eat this. Okay. I thought you was going to say, I can't eat this. And I was like...
Raspberry and coffee.
Okay, cones. I will unlock... Uh-oh. I wish I had brought more stuff. Oh. Oh, no. Yep, that's me gone. Hi, chat. I'm dead. Not the last thing I hear being... Ah, shit.
You know, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I just died. Yeah.
They're intimidating. Most people clam up the minute they see us. Lips sealed so tight, getting them to talk almost feels like trying to break into the fortress of Meripede. But put them in a clothing boutique, and they suddenly start gushing faster than the waters at the Fountain of Lucine.
Damn.
Oh, is that because they're trying to show off or something?
For God's sake.
Yep. People are vain creatures. They can't help but want to talk up new developments in their lives or show off how much they know about other people.
Yeah. Let's maybe go, though.
Seatbelt, the thumper, let's go.
Oh no, I feel like we're gonna trigger it and I'm slightly worried. Oh, let's go. Yep.
Someone touch that.
You touched it. Hey, you got closer to it than anyone ever did. Oh, a bison. Do you think maybe it might drop some leather? Should we try? Oh, it's gonna hurt me. Oh! Yep, I thought so. Ah! Oh my gosh! Okay, 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 okay! That was so dumb. Oh no, my stuff. Wait, I think I have a spare sword. Let's... Oh.
we were in a reactor. We were in a reactor, and I was doing my task counting the numbers from 1 to 10. Right next to me, there's a dead body, and there's Mia and Hannah, stacked on top of each other.
Oh.
However,
They
right as I
lasted a
was,
lot.
right as I was exiting my task, I'm seeing somebody pink, going from right to left, right over yellow.
Ah,
I think I was about to get murdered.
One.
not this one?
Although that one is kind of cool.
Oh, when I said explode, I thought you literally meant this one, so... Which one are you talking about? Wait, what does it say? Autistic and ready to fuck. Oh, ah! Fuck my life! Why would you do that to me? Horses, I think. Did I see horses? Egg. Oh! Wait, guys, how often does that happen? What? What? I'm actually so confused.
I threw an egg and it spawned 3 baby chickens. No, 4 baby chickens.
I think it's the way this is a chance. This is our chance. They're all fighting each other. The Nighthawks are fighting the dog. Just stay away from the fucking Nighthawks. If they're in gangs, they're gonna gang up on you. So run. Just fucking run.
Watch Hiko die after giving all this advice.
Yeah. Yeah. Howdy.
Fucking called it! Hiko, just before you died.
Dog.
Just before you died, I said, watch Hiko.
How is the bird doing that?
My first time streaming in months, and this is how it's going. Oh, you landed on your feet though. Oh. Yeah, so John, how's life?
Hey John, how's your wife? You know what I'm talking about.
I heard she remarried.
Percent is still half marks. I still class us as a victory.
Yeah. Oh.
I tried. I just wanted to get the bodies out. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to save money.
You were really
Hi,
tempting
Bunny.
fate with that one, weren't you?
Dogs, I would take it.
No, the chorus of shouts going on.
There was so many people being like,
Now, it should be illegal to put blank in a buffet.
oh gosh, it's gonna be gross.
Oh god.
Okay, everybody, pick your favorite quip.
What kind of buffets are you guys going to? Can I come? To go off and date her, guess you didn't cheat, but you're still a traitor. Yeah, you're still a traitor. God, I wish that you had thought this through before I went and fell in love with you.
You say first floor, do you mean upstairs?
No, the box.
Oh,
Okay, that means it's
Craig.
totally different where I'm from.
That actually scared me.
You can do it! Smooth getaway.
Oh, why did I do that?
Oh my
Everybody
god.
shut up!
Oh, so I'll take it. Oh, that is getting clipped.
It is. Oh gosh. What
Oh.
was that? Turret! Let me out! No, you bitches! What the fuck?
Crap, dude's here. Then you don't even think about it, bitch.
Oh.
I know what you're thinking.
Oh.
I see an ominous glow in distance.
Ominous glow? Let me see this glow. Ah!
It's their penis!
It's the rave! The rave is on the way. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a fantastic Thursday morning. How you doing? We're going to be doing some more Vampire Therapist today. I've been really thoroughly enjoying the game so far. So far, we've gotten a few clients, and then they came back, and we helped them with their problems further. I'm wondering how much more we'll be able to help them before they won't need to come to us anymore. We'll see. And we've been slowly learning more about the character we're playing as well, which is really interesting. The character we play, Sam the cowboy, seems to have a past full of traumas and extra traumatic things that had happened to him. So I'm kind of curious to know what else we will uncover as we go. So I will change scenes now and make sure it's capturing. There we go. Awesome. And we will continue. But yeah, settle down with a snack, a nice drink. This is going to be a cozy time.
Yeah, you got any drinker's blood?
I know you are joking. You will not dilute your blood before a session.
Yeah, I know, you're right. I just don't know who I'm meeting tonight. Is it gonna be Dr. Drain or that Lord Luridus fella?
You only met a single individual last time, and you will meet only a single individual this time. Do not let Dr. Drain's avoidance of accountability confuse you.
You saw the guy, though. Lord Luridus ain't nothing like Dr. Drain.
And why do you think that is, Samuel?
The first one seems like the most logical option, that it's easier for Dr. Drain to blame Luridus.
Well, maybe it's easier for Dr. Drain to blame Lord Luridus.
Correct, Samuel. A mild change in personality would be within Dr. Drain's control. Luridus is not, and therefore Dr. Drain relinquishes control. Prepare yourself, my friend. Let us find the darkness that lives within Dr. Drain.
Okay. Blaming? There's some blaming. Okay, I feel like these are the nice ones to use. Not the nice ones to use, the ones that are most relevant to his character.
Alright, I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Do not fear, Samuel. I shall not let Dr. Drain hurt you, no matter what he is calling himself. Do what you do best.
Heck yeah.
I will, I promise. And here he comes, whoever he is today. Doc.
Somewhat taciturn today, then. Well, don't be upset with me. I did warn you about that beast. At least now you recognize the urgency in being rid of him. Perhaps now we can stop beating about the bush and actually fix my addiction problem.
I'm here to help, but if we're gonna lick this thing, we gotta do it honestly. And that means getting to the root of the problem.
I tire of this self-examination process. There must be something efficacious that I can do. Perhaps some sort of aversion therapy. I am willing to do whatever it takes to make that villain just go away.
Then you gotta be willing to address the big old elephant in the room.
And what is that?
You're the same person?
You and Lord Luridus ain't two different people. You keep talking about him like he's someone else, but you both got the same brain in there.
Indeed.
Complete and utter nonsense. You've met him. We share absolutely nothing in common. And what's more, I am fully aware that he hates me. Take a look at this note he left on my desk.
That's supposed to be you there with the micropenis?
Oh my gosh.
Indeed. Juvenile humor, to be sure. Certainly nothing I would produce.
Ain't he got the same penis, though?
Quite so. I have no doubt he does the most terrible things with it.
Oh.
So somehow he's got a different brain than you do, but the same penis. Something ain't adding up here, Doc.
I resent what you are suggesting. I have no effect on what Lord Luridus does.
I know you're a pretty responsible fella, but you're giving Lord Luridus more credit than he deserves.
Yeah.
What on earth are you talking about? You know that old stereotype mortals like to spread about us where we can't go into a place until we're invited? A ludicrous idea with no basis in scientific truth. Ain't you giving Lord Luridus your permission to come in and do what he does when you take that plasma stuff? I didn't invite him in the first time. I had no idea what I had created. That his presence would become an addiction was not known to me. Dr. Drain, you're a scientist. Your stock and trade is in facts, ain't it? Let's leave thought out of this for now. You gotta be my scientist here and stick to what we know.
Heck yeah.
Very well. Yes. The genesis of Lord Luridus was in the actions and choices I took. Are you quite satisfied? Doc, we ain't here for my satisfaction. Do you really think that? Well, the fact that I am upset right now certainly lends credence to the idea that you are trying to shame me.
No.
I won't lie to you, Doc. The people that Lord Luridus has hurt probably would have a bone to pick with you. But I ain't here to punish nobody. That ain't the way to help you. In this room, we're working together. You're doing the hard work, and I'm just giving you support. Catch my drift, partner? And so you do me even greater shame through kindness. I cannot win. Perhaps I should simply let that beast, Lord Luridus, have his way with me. Come on now, Doc. You're jumping right to doom there. There are so many ways this therapy thing could go for you. It ain't we destroy Lord Luridus or Lord Luridus wins. Jumping right to catastrophe just ain't realistic. Already you're fighting him by being here. That means there's definitely something in the middle. And working together, we'll make things better. Maybe not completely better. This work ain't never done. Of course, I am forgetting myself. I'm not usually prone to extremes. I shall attempt to be more mindful. I ain't expecting you to be perfect, Doc. And I don't want you to expect perfection from yourself either. What I'm asking you for is self-compassion. That ain't erasing blame. It's just approaching yourself from a place of understanding. That's a scientific method, ain't it? I doubt many in the scientific community would agree with such a statement, but I believe I understand the thrust of it. We cannot address facts if we mask them in emotionality. That's exactly it, Doc. I couldn't have said it better myself. Indeed. Thus my attempt to synthesize the thought properly. Well, thank the dark powers that made us. Someone in here's the smart one. Very well. We shall take a strategic, scientifically sound approach. We will agree upon facts, develop hypotheses, test and validate. If I rely on the science, I will never be wrong. Hold on a sec. Before we jump in, Doc, I gotta challenge you. Even science ain't gonna make it certain you're always right.
Indeed.
The answers science gives you might not be the answers that are best for you. I just want you to keep your mind open, all right? My mind is always open. I'm a scientist. I'm just gonna reflect that back to you and see if you think that's true. You're saying being a scientist means your mind is always, without fail, open.
Just gonna adjust one little thing. Okay.
Well, I suppose that sounds a bit ridiculous. Very well. I shall endeavor to ensure that my thinking is flexible.
Well, sounds good to me, compadre. Let's start assembling them facts. Can I ask you some questions then?
You may. Let us begin.
Alright, so you told me that the thing that makes your plasma addicting is how good it makes you feel when you wake up from it. From your scientific perspective, what makes it feel good?
From a chemical perspective, good feelings, or positive emotions, are the result of neurotransmitter action.
Oh god.
Considering the specific emotions felt in the immediate...
Being a therapist to someone who's a know-it-all is not fun.
It is certain that I am experiencing an oxytocin and dopamine release. It is a primal limbic response. In laboratory settings, we observe a constant drive in animals towards stimulating the release of amygdala-receptive neurotransmitters.
I think you're gonna need to boil that down for me, Doc.
I did not come here to teach, but so be it. Ask your questions.
What's this about neurotransmitters?
Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that neurons use to communicate with each other. For example, social bonding reliably triggers a release of oxytocin, creating a sense of security and attachment.
So, if I'm reading you right, when I'm feeling all snug after a good feed, is them oxytocin neurotransmitters doing their thing?
Exactly. This process is an integral part of our brain's reward system, encouraging behaviors that are perceived as beneficial for our survival and well-being.
So, survival feels good, basically.
Yes, though I would not publish such a statement in an academic paper.
What's the limbic system do?
The limbic system functions as the emotional center of the brain, responsible for emotional responses such as joy, fear, and anger.
So it's like the part of my brain deciding if I should be scared of a rattlesnake, or happy about a belly full of blood?
Precisely. It plays a crucial role in forming memories and making decisions based on emotional experiences. Often called the lizard brain, it's evolutionarily one of the older parts of the brain, indicating its fundamental role in regulating survival instincts.
I've been called lizard brain before, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a compliment. So what's all this stuff really mean in the end, Doc? Why does this neurotransmitter stuff even matter?
An intriguing question. Naturally, emotion does not have a practical evolutionary application on its own. However, these emotions signal to the reptilian brain whether or not we are under threat.
Well, dang, now I think we're getting somewhere. I think the answer's right in front of us.
Oh? And what is it that your rooting, tooting brain can synthesize that mine cannot?
Well, you should see a psychiatrist. Maybe get some of them neurotransmitters in pill form.
I am not eager to replace one chemical dependency with another. I came to you to free myself of such needs.
Oh.
Dr. Drain, the pill-popping vampire, does not have the nicest ring to it.
Oh, maybe the real thing is, you don't feel safe on your own. Taking that plasma forces you to get that neurotransmitter.
I thought it might be the last one, but whatever.
An intriguing theory. However, evidence stands against it. Like it or not, I am a vampire. The only thing that may threaten me is the sun or a more powerful vampire. I should not be experiencing feelings of mortal danger. I am not immortal. Logically, I should know such a thing is ridiculous.
There's them should statements again, Doc. It doesn't matter what logic says. You still got that part of your brain that says it's in danger, and that part doesn't care about logic.
An astute point, and an inconvenient one. That we should be saddled with such vestigial, primal concerns is most unfortunate.
Can't avoid the fact that we still got them human concerns. At least we don't gotta poop, huh?
Oh dear. And you are doing so well. At least I have nothing to fear from you.
Wow.
It's true, though. We're still animals, partner. We gotta satisfy the animal. Just not through pooping.
But we are immortal. Why do we have animal needs, fears, and emotions? What possible use do they have? It is such a disappointing notion, however, to think that we cannot transcend our reptilian brain, even when we are beyond death.
We're dealing in facts, though, and I think what we're coming to is that your reptilian brain doesn't feel safe.
Which is absolutely ridiculous, but I must admit that it is somehow true. What a devastating revelation. Dr. Drain, for all his scientific achievement, is just an emotional little laboratory rat who bases all his decisions in fear.
Doc, I want to go back to one of them things I was telling you about in our first session, and that's self-compassion. Let's say you had some vampire apprentice, a scientist like you, who didn't know nothing like what you know, and said they were down on themselves for all the reasons you are. What would you say to them?
Well, I would explain that progress is non-linear. The scientific method, in fact, celebrates failure. That which does not conform to theory still informs theory.
Well, exactly.
Any chance you could put the scientist away and talk to their human side?
Well, I suppose I would say that it is fine, that all things are temporary, and the universe does not care to condemn them.
So how can we get you to say them things to yourself, Doc?
My situation is not the same. I was trained in the age of discovery. I bear the responsibility for that age.
Dr. Drain is assigning the responsibility for an entire age upon himself. I am surprised he is holding up as well as he is.
My situation...
Man, the time you were raised in, that doesn't put anything on you. Those times are all in the past, and folk forget the past after a generation.
Indeed.
These feelings you're having, like you feel you have to represent a certain time or place, that ain't unique to you. It's like you said, the universe doesn't care about condemning you, right?
Perhaps it is so. But if this project of mine, to create the blood that will sustain the world, is not what I am here for, then what is my purpose?
Well, let me ask you, what's the purpose of a gopher?
Rodentia geomedy. Rodents endemic to North America, known for their tunneling ability and as agricultural pests. I believe they are the prey of owls, snakes, and coyotes, and are omnivorous themselves, consuming vegetables, insects, and small mammals.
I wasn't expecting you to be so thorough. I don't think I knew half that stuff.
I have come to learn nearly everything there is to know about mammalian biology as a result of my research. Please get to the point.
I think I forgot what it was now.
That is not encouraging.
Hold on a sec, I think I've got it. Gophers have a purpose. Driving people crazy, that's what. Used to wreak havoc on the farmland back in Missouri.
Absolutely ridiculous. That is not their purpose. It's an ill-informed anthropocentric philosophy defined and subscribed to entirely by said anthropocentrists.
I didn't know bugs could do that.
Anthropocentrists, not arthropods. Humans. Homo sapiens. I am saying that you have created a purpose for the gopher that the gopher is entirely unaware of.
So, who made your purpose, Dr. Drain?
What? Well, I did, I suppose.
I love how we, like, make our own logic towards him, and then he's like, well, I guess you're right, brr.
So if you made it, you can change it, right?
But how could I change my purpose? I have always been a scientist. So that's what I am.
Science is just what you do, compadre. That's one of them anthropocentric philosophies you mentioned. You're overgeneralizing about yourself. Dr. Drain's in there, and he's more than the things he knows are his job title.
That's the problem. I'm not sure that he is.
All right, well, let's take that scientific approach and try to figure out who the man behind the scientist is.
Very well. If we look at the behavior of our subject, myself, we can infer a few things. If we examine my behavior, one can draw comparison to a threatened higher-thinking mammal. I spend much time in ensuring personal safety and security.
What about your more peaceful moments? What do they look like?
I believe these feelings are only medically induced through my special plasma. However, Dr. Drain appears to be at rest when he is full and satisfied.
And your synthetic blood doesn't do that for you.
I am forced to admit that at present, it does not.
Dr. Drain, what do you think of drinking something a little more fresh and human?
I will not. I do not have to. That depraved vampire, Lord Luridus, is the source of all that is base and vulgar about my person.
Doc, you're blaming Lord Luridus for something common to all vampires, including yourself. We need blood. That's just how it is. Ain't Lord Luridus's fault. Now, I know you ain't comfortable with that need, but you can't offload everything you ain't happy with onto Lord Luridus. That just makes him worse.
Indeed.
You have not been listening to me at all if you believe I have absolved myself of all vampiric frailty.
I didn't say that. I'm saying you're distancing yourself from your needs by saying they're Lord Luridus's needs. Well, what if you indulge Lord Luridus once in a while? Maybe you could keep him from coming out.
Do you not understand what I have been working toward for the last 400 years? I will finally be able to transcend this thing that I am. I shall be a parasite no more.
Dr. Drain, we really got to talk about some kind of middle path here. Back home, we tried the whole abstinence thing a few times, and it didn't go too well. We tried to stop drinking, and that just made people only do bad drinking. We tried telling teenagers sex was evil, and that just made them want it even more while being ashamed of themselves. What if you just tried to do some of them things Lord Luridus does? Just don't do them the way he does.
I find the idea utterly repellent.
Yeah, but then you go and take that plasma, and Lord Luridus makes the decisions. We don't want that, right?
Fine. Fine. I'll drink some blood. But I warn you, Sam, the price of failure is most dear. If I should lose my humanity, all of humanity will lose.
Doc, you really can't be putting the weight of the world on your shoulders. That ain't something you can control, compadre. Now I know you're a capable felon, but the world is gonna turn with or without you.
You think so? I can't imagine someone with my highly rational mind feeling so strongly if my prediction weren't firmly rooted in fact. I know it all seems real heavy right now. Just show yourself a little compassion and patience. Beating yourself up over a future that ain't happened yet isn't gonna help you. We need to go back to this thing I brought up before. You're a smart fella, Dr. Drain, but sometimes you're forgetting vampire commonality. We've all felt like the world was ending or that we're awful monsters, but them feelings are our perceptions alone. Yes, I'm aware. Perhaps I've been a little too human in my foibles. However, you forget my training and history. I am not an average vampire. I was trained by the great Professor William Harvey. I have had 4 centuries to unlock the secrets of animal biology. I have a duty to humanity and to my own legacy. A duty I should not fail in. Otherwise, what was it all for?
Dr. Drain is so certain of what he must do, and he does not consider any other fate. We immortals often become stuck in such thinking, alas.
I have a... Otherwise, what was it all for? Doc, I don't know if you've ever played poker, but the way you're talking is like going all in every hand. You think you ain't got a legacy already? All that research you done? If I were you, I'd be damn proud of myself. You know what the difference is between you and vampires who never improve themselves? You're smarter than they are. If anyone can lick this addiction problem, it's you. I was smarter than other vampires yesterday, and it has availed me no solutions. I have a great many problems, but intellect is not one of them. Yeah, I guess you're right. What I meant to say was... You're here. You've made a commitment to getting your head on straight, and you're getting there, my friend. Already you're making some big changes and investing in yourself. I can see it. So let's cut Dr. Drain a break. How about it, amigo? He doesn't need the weight of the world on him. There's only one thing he should do, and that's have a little understanding and empathy for himself. You get me?
Yes, I get you. Very well. I shall try to keep a clear head. And I will arrange to drink some real blood. There's plenty of it in the lab. I shall just liberate some of it.
Good man. We'll talk about how it's gone next month, all right?
Indeed. Until then, Sam. And thank you for your patience.
I ain't got nothing but time, amigo. You can thank me by being patient with yourself.
All the same, you have my thanks. I shall see you in a few weeks then. Farewell.
Well done indeed, Samuel. I think we are starting to see a new version of the good doctor in the making.
I hope you're right, boss. That fella's awful hard on himself.
That is normal, my friend. Being a vampire takes a lot of self-acceptance. He is only taking his first steps in discovering this.
Yeah, fair enough. It took other people forgiving me for me to forgive myself.
And now you pass on this gift of compassion to Dr. Drain. Now, Samuel, the evening is still young. See what the night has to offer downstairs.
That sounds good, Andy.
Rest in peace, my friend.
I always come out of the doc sessions feeling dumber than ever. I'll check in with Crimson. She's always got some bartender's wisdom to share. Howdy, Crimson. Looks like a nice crowd tonight.
They're always a nice crowd, cowboy. We like to maintain an asshole-free zone.
I'll try not to be an asshole then.
I'm not worried about you, cowboy. You had a session tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, with the doctor fella. We had a hard talk about what being a vampire means. He's having a hard time coming to terms with it, even after 400 years.
I can understand that. I've stopped aging for the last 20 years and don't know how I feel about it yet. How do you think it went with him?
I think we're finally getting somewhere, actually. It's funny, a lot of vampires forget they're human, but he keeps forgetting he's a vampire. But just like we can't opt out of being human, we can't opt out of being vampires either.
Must have been a hard talk, cowboy. I sometimes wonder what I am. Staying the same age, drinking Andy's blood to live. Don't get me wrong, I like not being dead, but I still feel like I'm living on borrowed time.
Is this a good time to ask why you don't just join the dark side? It ain't that bad being dead.
I'm just not sure what I'd do with forever, you know? Eternity's a long time.
Yeah, I think a lot of us vampires can't answer that question either. And I don't think there's one answer anyway.
There you go. So I guess I'll keep putting off the question.
But nobody's rushing you, Crimson.
You think I'd let anyone? But thanks for listening, cowboy. Now why don't you go mingle? There's a new fella in the kink room who's very interested to meet you.
Ooh.
I guess I'll go be social then. Thanks, Crimson.
Who is it? Who's
Wait a
it?
sec, that ain't.
Greetings, my child.
Keep your distance, amigo. I know our kind ain't had good history, but I ain't in the mood for an exorcism or nothing.
Ah, my child of the dark. If I were to exorcise you, nothing would be left when I was done.
Oh. Oh.
Only the good Lord is free of sin. We are all children of darkness.
Holy smokes, what Bible have you been reading?
I know my scripture, my son. However, I am by scripture and dark metal ordained, not by any church of man.
So, you're some kind of freelance priest?
Yes, I suppose I am. It is the only way I can give succor to those who need it most.
So I gotta ask, seeing as we're in a kink room, what kind of succor are we talking about?
I follow in the path of the Lord. I share my body, and I share my blood.
Okay.
Ain't this a little blasphemous for your kind?
To whom, my child? God is in everything, including you, sweet vampire. Can God blaspheme against himself? I merely wish to give comfort to those who live in darkness. And so, I choose to live in darkness with them. Come,
okay.
My son. I shall give succor to you.
Well, all right. Maybe if you stop calling it that.
My son, I do not wish to meet the Lord already.
Oh, shucks, I wasn't trying to kill you.
Whoops.
Ouch. You hit me right.
Oh, dang it, I thought I was in the wrong place.
I'm trying to... There we go.
Thou shalt not want, my son. Are you comforted?
Yeah,
Gosh.
I guess I am.
That was... wow.
I know those of my faith have haunted your kind. Perhaps we fear our own sin, so we seek the sins of others. I seek only the Lord in everything. As do we all.
No, he's cool.
You ain't wrong, I suppose. Hey, a little awkward, but what's your name, fella?
I am Kieran. It means little dark one. The night always did call to me.
Well, Kieran, I'm Sam, and I appreciate the blood, but I'm gonna turn in. A little sleepy now.
Go with God, my child of the night.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
New character, at least. It's always exciting to meet new characters in this game because you never know what they're going to throw at you.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. Are you ready for tonight's session with Signora Teste?
But before that, I'm just going to take a very quick break. I'll be right back.
Oh, a bison. Do you think maybe it might drop some leather? Should we try? Oh, it's gonna hurt me. Oh! Yep, I thought so. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, 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 okay! That was so dumb. Oh no, my stuff. Wait, I think I have a spare sword. Let's... Oh. Yeah, so John, how's life?
Hey John, how's your wife? You know what I'm talking about.
I heard she remarried.
You say first floor, do you mean upstairs? No, the
Oh!
Okay, that means
Craig.
different where I'm from.
Oh, that actually scared me. It's where we just find a dead body. Oh! Ah! Craig! Craig, how dare you! Didn't think you'd have it in you! I got really scared! Oh! Ouch. You okay, dude? Let's photograph him. We really captured the agony! We really captured the busted balls!
Emotional damage!
I'm gonna have this one framed. Alright. Oh, a bison. Do you think maybe it might drop some leather? Should we try? Oh, it's gonna hurt me. Oh! Yep, I thought so. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, 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 okay! That was so dumb. Oh no, my stuff. Wait, I think I have a spare sword. Let's.
Crap, dude's here. Vinny, don't even think about it, bitch.
Oh.
I know what you're thinking.
Oh.
I see an ominous glow in distance.
Ominous glow? Let me see this glow. Ah!
It's their penis!
It's the rave! It's the rave is on the way.
Take a
Oh
breath,
my
Max.
god!
Go through all this data and you can find out where Nathan took Kate after the
I
party.
don't want to do the investigation! And also hilarious how my tracking follows me all the way down. I didn't know it does that. Oh, that's clippable. I'm gonna clip that. Spreadsheet simulator. Oh, don't get me started. Stop trying to pull me into those. No more dialogue. Only look at this pose. Look. He's like, I'm ready to go. Are you? That's hilarious. Oh. Ugh. Oh no, I lost the thing again. Why does this little doodad keep falling off the controller? It's really unhelpful.
Worry about yourself, Max
Ew.
Caulfield.
Take a step back, Nathan Prescott.
Oh man, you're telling me what to do? Get away from her, dude! Nobody tells me what to do. Not my parents, not the principal, or that whore in the bathroom.
I think he shot himself. Oh.
Max? Chloe?
No.
Percent is still half marks. I still class us as a victory.
Yep. Oh.
I tried. I just wanted to get the bodies out. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to save money.
You were really
Hi,
tempting
Bunny!
fate with that one, weren't you?
Dogs, I will take it.
No, the chorus of shouts going off.
There was so many people being like, fucking. Oh no, I got stuck. Oh shit.
Puppet.
Hello.
The fuck are you doing? Puppet.
Yeah, Puppet, we both saw you leave the crime scene.
Someone was gonna save oxygen and I just Puppet. What the fuck?
Yeah, Puppet, you left the oxygen area. We both saw you.
Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
She has some tight lips. On her face! On her face! Oh my god, don't clip me! Oh no! Stigmas around mental health that you believe need to be challenged or changed, not stigmas.
That if you have depression, that you're weak. If you
Oh
have
yeah, I
anxiety,
hate that
you're
one.
Weak. If you have PTSD, that you're weak. If you struggle with anything mentally, that you're weak. Believe me, somebody who is
Somebody
able to
clip
deal
this
with the
out of
fucking
context.
Problems, yeah. If you are able to deal with the fucking problems you've got and carry on day to day, you are stronger than. Oh my god, we're a smooth machine now. We're running this.
Yeah. That's what a smooth
Sausage and
machine
bread.
sounds like.
Sausage and bread. Hey, does chat want any sausage and bread? Oh shit! Sorry, that's.
Oh, there's all the sausages. I was hiding them in my ass.
Sorry guys, that bread isn't quite there for you. Shit, that's two bread.
It's
Don't
two
know how that
bread.
happened.
Horses. I think. Horses? Egg. Oh! Wait, guys. How often does that happen? What? What?
Welcome back. Thank you for your patience. Oh, and hello, Craig. Yeah, we are with therapeuting more vampires. We just got finished with Dr. Drain, who I think we've convinced him to be nicer to himself, which is really good. And we're about to see Signora again, which is gonna be a tense one because she always makes fun of us. How you doing, Craig? I hope you're having a good morning so far.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're making some good progress.
That is wonderful. Remember, though, that the road to inner peace is not a straight line.
True enough. I like to say I didn't make my path. Nature did.
Samuel, you have the makings of a poet.
Oh, I meant it more literally. When I was walking in the woods, I just walked where the land led me.
Done the school run, relax at home. Now I've got to wait until I go to work. Ah. Well, at least you can sit back and relax for a little bit before work. And I hope you have a good day at work today.
But you see, this is a wonderful metaphor. If there is a valley between two mountains, that is the path nature takes us on. We often choose to climb the mountain instead when the easier path is made for us. Your experience guides your intuition more than you might expect, my friend.
I hope so too.
Guess it's that peasant wisdom the Signora mentions.
Be careful with the labeling, my friend.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I ain't ashamed of being a peasant. I'm just folks, as we like to say.
I can see why the Signora has become quite fond of you. Are you prepared for your session with her?
Yeah, I think with our progress, there might be some other distortions to focus on. Let me think.
Okay, so we've learnt some new things. She does this and this quite a bit. This. I don't know if she does this one. I kind of feel like she does.
All right, locked and loaded.
The people of your country have so many colorful phrases having to do with firearms. I do not understand the obsession.
I can't explain it neither.
I shall leave you alone with the Signora, Samuel.
Howdy, Signora. Good to see you tonight.
You were looking forward to seeing me?
Well, sure I was. You're an interesting person, Signora. It's a privilege to get to know you.
I suppose you have learned something of manners yourself. I thought a lot about the things we talked about last time, you know.
Oh yeah? What about exactly?
about how foolish I was for wasting my time for so long fighting against reality.
What do you mean by that?
Now hold on, Senora. Maybe you were fighting reality some, but that doesn't mean you were wasting your time. That fighting with reality is just part of what makes you human. It's your experience, your journey that you're learning from.
But if the aim was to control my family, I failed to achieve that aim.
Yeah, but that's real all or nothing aim, Senora. It's easy to fail when the conditions for winning are so narrow, right?
Yes. You are, of course, correct. Would that I had listened to the simpletons in my life earlier.
Well, I'm glad you've been doing some thinking. You were putting so much pressure on yourself to be the one keeping your family going. I can tell how much it was weighing on you.
I spent so long trying to fix them, trying to transform them into something that they were not. May I talk to you about my ex-husband, Sam?
Please do. I love every time she brings up her ex-husband, because she's like, my life ended when I got married. I'm like, oh, damn, okay.
Of course you can. I know he gave you a lot of grief.
He hurt me deeply, in so very many ways. He was the start of all my delusions because I thought I could fix him. I thought Frankie was the way he was because I was not an ideal wife. That perhaps he would have been faithful if I had been as beautiful or fertile as a Medici. I know I have been arguing with reality, as you have said, but the idea of a fruitful marriage, sanctified by God, this was the only reality I had. But that reality did not match with mine. God could not have blessed both our marriage and riddled Frankie's penis with French diseases.
French diseases?
We used to call syphilis the malfrance.
Diseases don't belong to any nationality. You sound like a certain politician from back home.
Wait! Oh! I need to process what just happened. Firstly, calling syphilis like a French disease, and not only that, but Sam being like, you sound like a certain politician from back home. I'm like, ah. Oh, this game, it really hits you with the curveball of humor sometimes.
Do not insult me. Have I not suffered enough with my husband's disgusting malady? It was a painful lie to live. I could only conclude from my sorrow that God was testing me. Endlessly.
Yes, but like... No?
The Senora was seeking a justification for her feelings, and I believe she found one.
It was a painful lie to live. I could only...
I want to challenge you on something there. That sounds like a kind of hopeless statement. Like you're doomed to keep being tested on God's terms.
Perhaps it was hopeless. As you said, Isabella d'Este and Francesco Gonzaga could not change their natures.
That's true, but here's the thing. Does that mean you were doomed? Or were you just doomed on God's terms? I think this just needs a little reframing. I know you were dealt a rough hand, but it doesn't necessarily mean you were being tested. Sometimes we just gotta make do with the hand we got. What I'm suggesting is that then and now, a radical acceptance approach could have helped you.
What do you mean?
A secret arrangement?
You could have had some sort of secret arrangement. That was pretty common back then, right?
Oh, we did have a secret arrangement. The arrangement was that he kept secrets from me and I pretended not to know about them.
Had you ever considered talking about it?
I could not. You do not know what it was like back then. A woman, even one such as I, was always subject to her husband. I did not have a say in his affairs. I had to play the part of the good wife and mother. You must understand, I only earned my significant power by playing the societal game.
But he knew you were aware of his indiscretions, didn't he?
It was hard to deny when he approached me with that rotten thing between his legs.
So why not bring the issue out in the open?
He would have become angry, I am sure. Perhaps he would have beaten me and taken away the privileges I had worked so hard to earn.
The Signora speaks with certainty, but I hope that certainty did not doom her to an unhappy marriage.
He would have become angry.
The Signora speaks with certainty.
You know that for a fact? You couldn't read his mind or tell the future, only make guesses. If he knew that you knew about all of it, even accepted it, maybe you could have had a real conversation about the ways you could both live more honestly.
Oh, Sam, you are so naive. You are very sweet, but men are dogs. They understand only food and sex, and they do not care about the provenance of either.
Oh, that's so rude.
I know we fellas don't have the best track record in human history, Signora, but if you label us as dogs, you're giving up on us. We've got our occasional good qualities. Maybe we'll act like dogs, whining and snapping when we get scared, but challenging us is important.
Ah, it is exhausting, Sam.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Point is, Frankie was no fool, right? He could be reasoned with.
Well, he was wise enough to let me control Mantua. And he had his clever moments.
See, mind reading was a good way to read a lot of stupid in his head. And it wasn't all dumb.
Okay, have a safe drive.
Perhaps it is pointless to tread over the past again and again. What has happened has happened.
Like us young'uns like to say, it is what it is.
It has been nearly 5 centuries. I should not let the past haunt me so. If I am true, Sam, I am still very angry about all the lies I was told. I may be harboring some resentment.
Some resentment? Girlie, you are made up of resentment entirely.
You don't say.
You will understand when I tell you of Frankie's greatest cruelty.
Ooh, yes,
I will
that's it.
tell you that the man, for all his fighting spirit, had very weak sperm.
Oh.
For he could not sprout a male seed in my womb. My first child was a girl. I could not have been more embarrassed. Or so I thought, until I had my second child, who was also a girl.
Okay, she needs a biology lesson because, like, it's quite literally 50-50 what gender you get. So, you know, you couldn't really control that even if you wanted to, especially back then.
I will tell you, Sam, I was a young woman in mourning. I did not emerge from my chambers for weeks.
I had a baby girl. Ah! Oh no. Sorry.
The next time, finally, I had a boy. My beautiful Federico.
She does smile.
He was such a charming child. He would entertain me so with his clownish behavior. May I show you a picture, Sam?
Well, sure, let's take a look.
Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? He could have been a movie star or a model today, don't you think? Admit it, he is the most handsome boy who ever walked this cursed earth. Why am I asking you? What do you know of beauty?
Exactly.
Anyway, I gave all of myself to him. All my guidance, all my wisdom, and all of my love.
What about your other kids? Oh, that's so rude.
Everyone said, you are doting on him. Give him some air. How dare they tell me my business? I am Isabella d'Este. I know what is right.
Signora, I'm sure you knew what was best for your son, but ain't it possible that those people might have been able to help you? It's lonely work when you feel like you can't listen to anyone else.
Are you telling me how I should have raised my son?
I got a better sense of self-preservation than that, Signora. But you gotta admit, this Nosferatu thinking of being always right is pretty exhausting, ain't it?
Oh, that is true. And as it turned out, pointless. It did not matter in the end. Frankie, in his supreme foolishness, managed to get himself captured by the French. He ransomed himself out of prison with something more precious than all the gold in Venezia, more valuable than the Pope's seat.
Oh no, it's gonna be her, isn't it? Oh.
He sold my son.
No, that's
my
worse. Somehow.
Dang. That must have been devastating, Senora. I can't imagine how painful that must have been.
No, you cannot. For you will never be a mother to a son so beautiful, so intelligent, and so pure. But that was not the end of my pain. It was not enough to take my son away. Not content to merely break me, the French, as always, needed to corrupt. They sent my sweet Federico to a den of filth, a place where chastity went to die, straight to the crossroads of Sodom and Gomorrah. They sent him to the Vatican.
The Vatican? Seems like that'd be a pretty boring place for a boy to spend time.
This was Rodrigo Borgia's Vatican. It was a city of prostitutes and perverts, and he was their mayor. My poor Federico. He was a boy of a certain age. I could not have prepared him for the temptations he encountered. When he finally returned to me, he was no longer Isabella d'Este's child. He was the child of Francesco Gonzaga, an experienced whoremonger in his own right.
Hold on a sec, no longer your child? You can't think that's true. You raised that boy, and there's no way he could forget you. Maybe he got up to shenanigans out there in the Vatican, but you're only hurting yourself by erasing your influence on him. Now be honest, did he lose everything you taught him?
No. He still had an appreciation of art, for which he had some taste. And he had some political acumen, I suppose.
I'm not saying you should forget what happened to your son. That would be pretty unrealistic. But give yourself some credit for the influence you had, huh?
You are kind, Sam. Thank you. But it is hard to forget the child who returned to me. I am a man now, mother, he would say. I do not have to listen to you. And indeed, he did not. Which is why he died of syphilis, just like his depraved father. He did not even have the courtesy to wait until I was dead.
Oh.
Now do you understand
Yikes.
why I prefer the illusion of truth and beauty I tried to bring to art? My mother told me when my marriage was young, Isabella, you must pretend that all is as it should be. The truth is dark, but you must maintain your own.
I hate to say it, Senora, but I think your mama was spouting a few should statements of her own. Keeping up that illusion must have been draining.
That is why I tried to create my own illusions. If I depicted love and chastity in their ideal form, I could make that illusion come true.
Control fallacy.
Well, Senora, if anyone were strong enough to change the world's morality, it might be you.
But
I think you know the truth is that you don't have that kind of control. No one does.
Then why am I here, Sam? Why are any of us here? Are we here to eat, sleep, fornicate, and die?
Kinda.
I know a few folk who might say that's why we're here. It's one of them existential questions, ain't it? Here's my take, Senora. I think you're here to be you.
I certainly hope you have something more intelligent to contribute than that.
Oh, we love the construction in the background being picked up on my mic.
I don't really. Here's the thing, Senora. None of us is going to change the world overnight, or even in a millennium of nights. But our being here, being ourselves, swings the pendulum in a whole bunch of unknowable ways.
That is a dark interpretation of reality. Are we truly so powerless?
No.
Isabella sees imperfection as helplessness. Help her see otherwise, my friend.
That is a dark...
Isabella sees
That is a dark
I just want to get it right.
What I'm saying,
there we go.
Is not that we're powerless. I'm just saying we ain't gonna change the world on our own. Not everyone's gonna buy what we're selling, but some people are gonna get it. People are still out there talking about the art you brought to the world. Maybe fellas like me don't know who you are, and I bet that nasty pope from your time wasn't your biggest fan, but you can't help but be an influence on people. Just not all people. Ain't that so?
I do not know if that is enough for me, Sam.
Well, here's what I think we should do, Senora. All them efforts of yours are always facing outward. How about we spend some time on you?
What do you mean?
I mean, let's work on the things Isabella D'Este likes. Forget about the rest of the world. What are you putting in your art that's for you and not for anyone else?
You have a good day at work, Craig.
Is it a little embarrassing?
She's speechless! She's speechless for once! Ah! We did it!
Hush. If you must know, it is centaurs. I like centaurs.
What? Wait, what? What? What?
Hey, I ain't gonna judge. Sometimes I like horses better than people too.
Yes, well, they are pleasing to look at.
How about this then? Why don't you pick up a brush and paint yourself up a centaur?
I have not attempted to paint for centuries.
Then do it! I would say there's still a market for centaurs out there.
This is just for you, Senora. No expectations. How's that sound?
I cannot believe I revealed this thing to you.
Why? I'm not making fun of you. I'm encouraging you.
I'm glad you did. I'm a lucky fella. I get to know an Isabella D'Este no one else knows.
And no one else will know, or I will make you suffer. Capiche?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, ma'am.
You got a deal, Senora. I'm here to be supportive, that's all. I hope that when you come back next month, we'll be having a nice conversation about you finding your muse.
Yes, perhaps. Very well, Sam. I do not understand your ways, but I cannot deny you have a certain untamed wisdom. I shall attempt to paint a centaur. This is not what I expected from therapy, but I shall do as you suggest. I shall see you in 4 weeks then. Arrivederci, Sam.
Arrivederci.
Oh yeah, see you soon, Senora. Arrivederci.
Goodbye.
Well, well, Samuel, you never cease to impress. Centaurs.
I don't think you're supposed to know about that, boss.
I am 3,000 years old, my friend. Horse people are somewhere at the very tip of my kinky iceberg. It is already forgotten.
Well, the Senora's pretty embarrassed about it, so I'd appreciate it if you kept it to yourself.
Senora D'Este is wise to put her faith in you, Samuel. I will gently remind you that relationships between therapists and clients are highly discouraged.
Stop telling me that. I'm not gonna get into a relationship with Senora.
Oh, come on, Andy. It ain't like that. Senora D'Este is just... You're messing with me.
Yeah. Andy's so mean to us.
Of course I am. Unless...
All right, you know what? I'm going downstairs. I could use a drink.
Well earned, Samuel. Please, rest in peace.
Yes. So rude. Teasing us like that.
Poor Senora. That lady's holding on to a lot of anger. Reminds me of myself as a young vampire. Pretty hot in here tonight. I think I'll get some air. Maybe I can get to know Bert a little better. Hey Bert, how's the crowd tonight? Same old, huh? So,
let's talk about the city.
What do you think of Leipzig, Bert? Real fascinating architecture here.
Oh.
Hey, not everyone's into architecture, I get it. So what do you do for fun here? More of a homebody, I guess. Yeah, I'm a little introverted too. Spent 90 years walking in the woods.
I like how Sam can talk to anyone, even if the other person is not talking to him.
Yeah, there's nothing I like better in nature. The trees, the plants, the animals. The cities just seem so dead at night. I can tell I'm interrupting. Well, nice talking to you anyway, Bert. I'm gonna head inside.
Have fun, mate.
Yep.
Hey, Crimson, how's the crowd?
Hey, cowboy. Bit busy tonight, but how'd your session go?
Pretty good.
No, I think this lady's starting to realize what she can't control, which is a lot. She's still mad as hell about it, but I think we're getting closer to acceptance.
I know how she feels, cowboy. I feel like I wasted years of my life in DC trying to make the world a better place. But it sounds like you are making progress to me. She's got time to make her peace. That's what Andy says about you vampires.
Yeah, that's true. We can take 40 years or 400, but that's up to us.
In the meantime, I'll whip something up for a hot summer night.
What's this now?
Blood margarita. Figured a hot-blooded desperado like you could use something cold.
Oh, mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'll let you get
I love
back to
this
work.
art
Take
style.
this
It
up to
looks
my
like
coffin for a quiet night.
so realistic, but also still like painterly.
Night, Sam.
Now let's see. What'll help me reflect
Look at my
on the
hat.
night?
Oh look, we kept the picture, the signed picture from the actor. That's so cool.
I think there's something Omar Khayyam once wrote that I can look up. Or I could watch Buster Keaton almost get himself killed a bunch.
As always, I'm just gonna make him go to sleep because I don't want to hear the extra dialogue.
I think that's enough for one night. Better get me some shut-eye. Got the feeling my work's gonna get harder before it gets easier.
So next up should be the actor again. And then it's our favourite, Maeve. Ah!
My dear Samuel, greetings. How are you feeling tonight?
Honestly, I'm feeling a little like a horse who's about to be ridden by a big old fella.
I am not certain I comprehend your meaning. Have you met a special someone, my friend?
What? No, it ain't that. I mean, I'm feeling a little on edge. Edmund's coming in.
Aha, our actor friend. What about him has you nervous, Sam?
He's just a lot to deal with. I find myself a little drained after our sessions.
Ah, yes. Challenging the reality distortion fields of those with narcissistic tendencies is taxing.
I know, but if I'm here doing this therapist thing, I should help him one way or another.
Ah, remember your own distortions. You are under no obligation to help Edmund. If helping him drains you, remember that you do not have to aid him.
Yeah, you're right. I still want to try, though. I want to see if I can help him.
I shall not stand in your way, then. Have you an idea of what distortions he might be exhibiting tonight?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Okay, so usually he has personalization, but he has always right as well. Emotional reasoning, that's one of the things. Blaming, he does that a lot as well. I think he does a lot of Nosferatu thinking as well, so.
I think that should cover it.
I wish you peace and patience, Samuel. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Andy. Edmund, amigo, how's it hanging?
To the left and most proudly, my dear boy.
We didn't need to know. We didn't need to know. Why did we ask? It's a good question.
Indeed, tonight I sit before you victorious. Thy gentle prodding hath guided me back to the womb of creation.
Okay.
Do I want you to spell that out for me?
The stage, good sir, the stage. For if all the world's a stage, then the stage is where humanity is born.
Oh, okay. That's totally what it sounded like you meant.
Oh, yeah, I guess that must be true. So what are you saying? You nabbed some kind of juicy role?
Not just any role. Nay, I have been given the opportunity to once again subvert the audience's expectations. Though it was thy tender words that cleared the mists of doubt from my mind and reminded me that I belong to the stage, not to the audience.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Eddie. Tell me all about it. What's been going on?
Do you remember the advice you gave me when last we met?
I told you to film yourself doing some acting, right? How'd that go?
I did as you suggested. I set up a camera, and for no one but myself, I became the Dane.
Marmaduke?
Hamlet, my dear boy, Hamlet! I watched the great Edmund Kean inhabit the bard's greatest role once again, and in him I saw humanity pure, naked, and true. It was akin to pornography, albeit far more revealing. That Edmund Kean, I told myself, he and only he could produce something so beautiful.
Edmund's belief that he is the center of the world is persistent, isn't it, Samuel?
So, personalization.
Wait just a minute there, Eddie. You're an incredible actor. Everyone agrees on that. But it's a big world out there, and everyone's got their own experiences. We all got capacity to do incredible things. It's a combination of luck, perseverance, and being in the right place at the right time. You ain't a great actor because you're Edmund Keene. You're a great actor because of the things that made you Edmund Keene.
You toy with the fates and flirt with pedantry, my dear boy. Oh, it is often said that an infinite number of monkeys with an infinite number of typewriters and infinite time could produce all the works of Shakespeare, but such a thing is infinitely unlikely. If you will permit me to continue, to watch myself act without an audience was simply rapturous. I am not ashamed to admit that I did weep. I wept for the stage, that I deprived it of my greatness on account of my own misplaced dread. I have been a cream-faced loon, a devout coward, and most religious in it. Why should Edmund Keene fear any audience? You spoke truly. Edmund Keene bared his chest to all the slings and arrows of an unappreciative audience, and was somehow surprised when they hit their mark. The Edmund Keene that you see before you is armored in love of the craft that no arrow may penetrate, and so casts aside the cloak of cowardice. To think, I feared mortal directors. I feared the audition and the criticism that would come afterward. I feared the cast list, bereft of Edmund Keene. But to you I give thanks. For can a mortal director know my brilliance? Nay, they're all clay-brained guts and mouldy rogues. Their disrespect for the craft makes fools of them. I know in my damned soul that the stage is worse off without Edmund Keene, and nothing any mortal director can say will disabuse me of this. Ergo, I did ask myself, Edmund, what is an audition? Is it a trial to overcome? Is a director a god dispensing holy judgment? And I replied, Edmund, do not ask such foolish questions, the answers to which thou knowest well. An audition, my dear boy, is not an opportunity, but an invitation to display the craft before another. So I told myself, why not act, dear boy? And so I did.
So you did an audition, all right, that's great. Did you have fun with it?
You speak so simply, my friend. Fun does not adequately describe the feeling one has when the muse takes over. It is transcendence, an affirmation of purpose, to condense humanity within oneself, if only for a moment. It is an orgasmic experience.
Oh gosh.
That sounds intense, Eddie. Having an orgasm in front of someone else is pretty brave.
Oh, but it is freeing. A true actor hides nothing.
Sure, okay.
The director, she told me she had never witnessed such a thing in all her years, few as they were. I am certain that she thought to herself, is this Dionysus reborn? Why have the fates graced mine eyes with such depth of the human spirit? This time, my friend, I did not have to wait for a cast list at all. You are looking at a leading man once more.
Hey, congratulations, Eddie. That's great. See, I knew you'd get your mojo back if you remembered what made you love the stage in the first place.
He just said he doesn't have to look at a casting list, which means he doesn't know if he's been cast or not.
For this, I am eternally grateful, and indeed, I do have an eternity to be grateful. Now I can already hear the calls resounding through the theater. Keene! 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 Give us Keene!
You may want to pick a different name.
Nonsense! They will say Edmund Keene has returned and be none the wiser as to the accuracy of their statement.
So what's the big role, Eddie?
We get to the meat of it, unto the very sinew at last. They say that every story is a circle, that we return whence we came. So it is with me. 'Twas tragedy that made me, tragedy that formed me, tragedy that raised me to glory, and tragedy that shall do so once more. I shall play the part of Piero. Piero, the clown who cried. Piero, the mask of the tragedy that is life.
I ain't familiar.
I believe you are. though you know a far inferior version, the one made famous by that ludicrous creature Grimaldi.
Grimaldi who?
Splud, my dear boy. Do you know nothing of late 18th century English theatre?
Probably not.
They must have skipped that subject in Frontier School.
Grimaldi was the other influential actor in London. But whereas I drew out the soul and laid it bare on stage, Grimaldi, in comparison, was a clown, a jester, a funny man. Grimaldi was an artist, like myself. But where my canvas was the soul, his was the latrine. When I strode upon the stage, my audience saw all the acts of life play out, in all their woe and joy. Oh, but Joey Grimaldi, the great clown himself, could create bottom noises with his armpit. Yet whose name was on the lips of the adoring public? Not Keen's, no. Not the bard's emissary. Give us the farting clown, they cried. Give us Grimaldi. So you see, my dear boy, for me to play the tragic clown Piero, this is my opportunity to take what Grimaldi stole from me.
What did he steal?
He stole my audience.
Eddie, from what you've told me, I don't think you and this Grimaldi fella had the same audience.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone showing up for a farting clown show and getting Edmund Keen is going to be too happy, and it'd have nothing to do with you.
But if Grimaldi had not peddled his base filth, my audience would not have waned when it did. They would have been mine.
Blaming again.
Eddie, I think you're blaming Grimaldi for something that wasn't in his control. Was Grimaldi really trying to steal your audience, or was he just selling something they were buying?
Of course he was jealous. Why would he not be? If I were a middling actor and saw a young genius rising in the ranks of the Thespian Order, I would be much afeard of him.
Maybe Grimaldi was doing his own thing because he liked doing it, which is just what I've been encouraging you to do.
Tilly-fally! I said he was a clown, not lacking eyes and ears. Of course he was threatened by me.
But you said yourself that he had his own style that wasn't anything like yours.
He was a thief and a fool. If not for his cheap entertainment, I would have had the whole of London hanging on my every word.
And if the sun didn't shine, we could go out during the day. Come on, Eddie, the world ain't waiting on you. Grimaldi had his audience and you had yours. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Perhaps, though I weep bitter tears to think the people so base. And I weep for myself, my dear boy. The riches and fame he received should have been mine, and would have been, had the fates not cursed me with his birth.
Damn.
Watch out, Samuel. I think you're...
The riches and fame he...
Watch out, Samuel. I think you're losing him. Edmund truly cannot...
The
fates curse you with Grimaldi's birth? I don't think baby Grimaldi was thinking too much about you, my friend.
Well, no, he wasn't. He was 11 years my senior.
So maybe he was cursed with your birth then.
You delight in making me play the part of the fool, don't you?
The point I'm trying to make is that making things about Grimaldi versus Keen ain't doing you any favors.
There is some truth in your words. Why should I lower myself to his level? I am no flatulent jester. I am Edmund Keen. And mark my words, my boy. I shall cast Joseph Grimaldi from the Thespian Order. When I play Piero the Clown, Wikipedia shall forget all about that fool. You see, my dear boy, I have already calculated my triumphant return to the stage. Every move, every word, every expression shall be unassailable. You see, Edmund Keen is never wrong about matters of character.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad to hear your confidence, Eddie, but I just want to give you a word or two of caution. Acting's all about humanity, not just Eddie Keen, right? If you don't give yourself a little room to bend, your audience might not see themselves in you.
Exactly.
Ha! Let them dream their filthy little dreams. If my body is that which draws them in before I spring the theatrical trap, I care not.
I didn't mean that. I just meant that you're drawing some hard boundaries acting-wise. Giving yourself some middle ground ain't a bad thing.
I know you play your part, therapist, as I must play mine. I have heard your cautions. They need not be repeated. Indeed, I doubt our meetings will be necessary any longer. I must confess to some strong misgivings about you, therapist. There are times when we speak that I feel exposed, diminutive, and weak, and I can only conclude from those feelings that you are trying to hurt me.
It is no surprise that Edmund sees his feelings reflected in the world when he is at the center of the world.
I gotta push you on that, Eddie. You said it yourself. You're jumping from a feeling to reality. I am here to challenge you, yeah. But your feeling exposed is part of the process. Doesn't mean I'm trying to hurt you.
But there is truth in emotion, my dear boy. Perhaps not the whole truth, but emotions are the seeds from which truth doth grow.
Let me be straight with you. I ain't trying to hurt you, Eddie. I'm just trying to make sure you're moving forward with a clear head.
Then perhaps that is where we speak alien languages. As an actor, I must be led by feeling and intuition. I pity you, my dear boy, that such is beyond your grasp.
Oh, God.
I got a heart, Eddie. I just try to know when it's lying to me.
Regardless, opening night is a month from now. I doubt you shall see me again, for I shall not need your services.
He's gonna come back and be like, I wasn't cast! How dare they!
The public thought they knew what a clown was. In a month's time, they will forget Grimaldi and Bozo, and only Keen's clown will remain. Therefore, why shall I need you? When I have the public's love that I am due, what need will I have for a therapist?
Hey, if you don't need me, I'm happy. There's lots of folks who can use my help.
I was hoping you would lament my loss more than that.
Of course I'd miss you, Eddie. You're as interesting a fella as they come. But if you don't need me, I've done my job pretty well.
Yes, well, I must admit, your suggestion of filming myself was rather brilliant, and I do owe you my thanks. Do you have any final words of wisdom for me then, dear boy? Theatre has lost its popularity because of my absence. When the public takes notice of Edmund Keen once again, how might I prepare myself?
I just want to remind you, Eddie, that even if you give the greatest performance of all time, people ain't waiting for you. Think about how you felt when you were acting for yourself and not for the audience. Your most important audience member is you, compadre.
Exactly.
Ever the nemesis of mirth art thou, Sam Walls. But there is a little wisdom in what you speak. I shall remember Edmund Keen. I suppose then that this is goodbye, dear boy.
You sure you don't want me to keep your session slot open for next month?
There is no need. As you are so eager to help others, please do so, and worry not for Edmund Keen.
Tell you what, I'll keep it open just this once. I'll take the night off if you don't show up. Sound good?
Then I beg you enjoy a night of simple peace. You shall not see me. I give you thanks. And please, send me a V-mail. I shall arrange theatre tickets for you if you are ever in London.
I'll do that, Eddie. You take care of yourself, you hear?
I shall be Edmund Keen's greatest advocate. Farewell, therapist. May fortune favor you as it has me.
Adios, Eddie.
Well, Samuel, it seems you are
I
now
don't
more
know.
client.
Yeah, I guess so. If he thinks he doesn't need me, I guess I'm doing something right.
You are unsure.
I don't know, Andy. I think that fella's got some more work to do, but he ain't ready to do it yet.
I believe you are correct, Samuel. I did warn you that this was likely to happen with our dear Edmund Keen.
Yeah, you can't help everybody. Hey, it's Joe! How you doing?
Do not consider it a failure of yours. Remember that we are all on our own journeys, and some of us need a little extra time to reach the next stage of that journey. Or in my case, a few thousand years. We cannot control the mind of any other.
Ah, cool. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I suppose that's the way it's gotta be.
Go downstairs and have a drink to fate's whimsical turns. It is that which we cannot control that makes the world so rich and interesting.
Indeed.
All right, Andy, that sounds good right about now.
Go then, my friend. The night awaits. Rest in peace.
I'm guessing we're not going to meet a new character or anything. No one's online at the moment, but it's better than nothing. Oh, okay.
It always is with Edmund. Half the time I can't make heads or tails of what that feller's saying. I'll go check in with Crimson and see if she's got any of her wisdom to share. How we doing tonight, Crimson?
The drinks are flowing and the blood's pumping. Can't ask for more than that. How are you, Sam?
Well, I had my first client graduate. They quit therapy today.
Congratulations, cowboy. Helped a vampire see the light, huh? How do you feel about it?
Pretty good.
I got no reason to hold on to my clients forever. If he feels he's ready to move on, then I'm happy for him.
He's gonna be back. I'm calling it now. He's gonna be back.
Fella's still got a hell of a lot to work on, but don't we all?
Ain't that the truth?
Well, even if not everyone loves what he's doing, at least he's doing what he loves.
Hey, I'd call that a win, cowboy. Not everyone gets to do what they love.
Sounds like you got some feelings about that.
All right, I'm gonna let you in on a big, dark secret. Maybe even darker than the fact that I drink blood.
I'll hold it with high honor, Crimson.
I liked being a lawyer.
Oh.
Oh, you're right. That is dark.
Oh, shut up. I was good, Sam. I fought the good fight, and I knew case law like the back of my hand. The law just moved too slowly for me in the end, and getting cancer made it seem meaningless. Now, I love this place, and I love Andy, but I know I wasn't born to bartend.
Couldn't you practice law in Germany?
I'd like for the barkeep to give me a hug that pops my back. You and me both. I would let Crimson absolutely fold me.
You try learning German and tell me how it goes, Desperado.
True, German's a pretty hard language to learn.
Oh, come on, it ain't that hard. I've picked up some German already. Ich spreche Deutsch good.
No, you don't.
Hold me, Maxie. The cowboy is being once again too cute. I believe I shall burst.
Oh, it's the goths! I love these goths so much.
Cowboy, come with us and we will teach you how to speak sehr good Deutsch.
Yes.
I think I hear my dinner calling. I'll talk to you later, Crimson.
Yes.
Be gentle with him, you two.
No, do not be gentle.
Now we will teach you the German that is most important for you to know.
Sure.
It is important to ask politely when you wish to drink from someone's neck.
Oh.
Tell them, your neck is beautiful. May I drink from it?
Ihr Haus ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
Nope, I'm not gonna even... No, it's gone. It's gone already. Like, I was gonna try and read that, but it's gone. It's gone already.
Now ask Reinhard if he will let you drink from his neck.
It is very important to get the declensions correct in German.
But the declensions are the hard part. Oh no. Oh no. All of these options are incorrect, I can tell. I'm gonna go with this one.
Ihr Haus ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
They're gonna laugh at me.
Sehr gut, mein Schnittchen. Ja, wunderbar. Du kannst gerne von meinem Haus trinken.
What? Oh, he said yes anyway, so...
Oh crap, I whiffed on that one.
I did not know my neck was so dainty. Oh, Maxie. Now I'm feeling very disoriented and euphoric. Oh, so I've done many club drugs.
I will take you home, Knutkögel. Now what do you say, cowboy?
Oh, Dankeschön.
Yes, Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, sexy. We must practice together so.
I like the way he like says things like in still mostly English.
I must take this hot little man home now. Tschüss.
Oh, yeah, see you later, you two. Well, it's about time for some shut-eye anyway.
That was fun.
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing your elder vampire tonight.
Guys, everybody shut up. It's Maeve. Maeve is coming back.
That's right. I hope she's making some progress. Well, the world sure did a number on that lady.
I am hopeful. One does not live so long without being very resilient. I have had a number of near-final death incidents myself, and I had been trained to fight since childhood.
That's true. She's clearly got a few tricks up her sleeve. I don't even know how she plays them 3D video games.
Based on her last session, you probably have some idea of her current concerns. Would you like to prepare your distortions?
Yeah.
Guess I better do that. Now let's see.
So she does overgeneralize a lot. She does a lot of mind reading, blaming, control fallacy, and I'm gonna go with always right as well, because she's very absolute in her thinking.
Alright, I think I've got what I need.
Cool. Let's do this! We're gonna see Maeve, everybody! Get excited!
Very good, Samuel. I shall leave you. I believe I hear the flapping of ancient wings.
I love Maeve so much.
Greetings, my most favorite mouse.
Ah, she goes as a mouse.
Good to see you, matey. How's this month been for you?
Oh, it's been ever so tiring. My Glitch channel hit 100 million followers, and they are all very hungry for content.
What do you mean by content? Is it like making a TV show?
Yes, Medi is her pet name because we were struggling to pronounce Maeve. If anyone knows the way to actually spell Maeve, it's like the Irish spelling. So a lot of people like look at it and are like Medba? It's Maeve. I do actually really like old Celtic names. I think they're beautiful.
Oh, no, silly mouse. Do you know how we're hungry for blood all the time? Mortals are like that too, but for content. It means constantly putting up new things on the internet. If they don't get content, they get frightfully bored.
True.
I can see why that'd be exhausting.
It's alright, silly cowboy. It can be very nice. They're always very excited to see me. And they give me ever so much money. I don't know what to do with it all.
Well, sounds to me like you can afford to take a break, huh? Did you take that day off like you promised?
I did. I didn't like it very much.
Celtic accents are not fair. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, matey. What was bad about it?
It was very quiet. It was just me, alone, with no one to talk to but the voices in my head. And those voices are very unkind.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
What do they say?
They say, Medi, you're being a very naughty vampire. You should respond to your zealots. You should be planning your content.
Yeah, I gotta confess, I got almost no idea what you're talking about. I didn't get much past female.
I don't know what I'd do without the internet. I'd probably be a pile of ashes. Or maybe a desiccated, bloodless corpse.
Well, that's some pretty extreme thinking there, miss. You've lived without the internet for a real long time. I don't know why you'd turn into a desiccated corpse without it.
Exactly.
I suppose I could live without it for a little while. But, you know, I don't belong here in this world, right, little mouse?
No, I don't know that. That's that extreme thinking again. There ain't no such thing as belonging perfectly, and there's a lot of space between thriving and being dead.
Exactly.
I mean, look at us. We're both alive and dead, so I think we do a pretty good job of proving extremes not to be true.
Yes. I suppose you must be right. We're very bad at staying still like proper dead people.
I gotta ask, how'd you get so good at all this internet stuff anyway? I can't keep up with all this modern technology.
Well, back in the before times, I didn't need the internet very much. I used to live in the wilds where no one knew to look for me. If any silly mortals came to visit me, I would eat them. And if no one came to visit, I could go hunting for them on my own. But now there aren't any wilds. Now there are motorways and nasty machines. Now there are suburbs and shopping centers.
So what did you do when the wilds went away?
I moved into the city, but I never liked it very much. People were very upset at me for being able to come out only at night. They started to whisper that I was a witch. I know what mortals like to do to witches. Pop goes the eyeball.
Yeah, at least she's able to laugh about her horrifying trauma.
Oh, right, yeah. Funny. So, how'd you manage?
Well, I found out I could get mortals to do things for me. In exchange for a peek at my naughty bits, and for their miserable little insect lives, they would clean up after all my messes. Realized that mortals only ever wanted one of two things from me: to kill me, or to do sexual things with me. As long as they think they can have a chance of sexual things.
Overgeneralization.
I think you're shooting fish in a real small barrel there, miss. You're judging mortals based on your experience, but there are about 8 billion of them out there. There are mortals who hate killing and hate sex, or don't even care about either of those things. Some of them just want to watch TV and they're happy with that.
Those are even more disgusting, because they are cowards and liars.
Excuse?
Most of my best friends over the last millennia have been insects. Do you know why, little mouse?
Oh, why don't you tell me?
Insects never lie. They kill, they eat, and they make babies. Sometimes they eat their babies. They don't pretend to be intelligent and chivalrous. They just are.
Very
They
true.
never surprise me. That's why I don't let mortals surprise me either. If they were honest, they would eat their babies too.
What?
Well, that conversation took a kind of dark turn, but I think I get what you mean about not letting mortals surprise you. You're protecting yourself, and that's a sensible thing to do. That being said, you seem pretty convinced that danger is a sure thing.
That's right. If I let myself feel safe, that's when they'll come for me.
That's mind reading. No, it's not.
I know the vampire-phobic persecution Medi has faced, but our feelings of safety, or lack thereof, do not affect reality.
That's right. If I let myself feel...
No, but it's not it.
Vampire-phobic
I'll figure it out.
If I let myself...
Maybe you've lived in the woods
There we
like
go.
I have. I get fear is important. It protects us. But you know as well as I do, that feeling's been wrong sometimes. I'm not saying not to be afraid, just to accept your fear might not always be right.
Exactly.
Heck, I think one of my best friends in the last 50 years was a grizzly bear.
Oh, I suppose that's true. I used to have a wolf. Fionnuala the Fair, I called her. She could catch human treats right out of the air.
Cute.
Human treats?
Oh, you know, a finger,
Oh, never mind.
nose, an ear. She was so cute.
Oh, well, I'm glad you made a friend. But again, you weren't afraid of her, which is how you were able to make friends at all. But don't let me interrupt you. You figured out how to get mortals to help you. Then what?
Well, my devoted little perverts were very helpful, but they had a very nasty habit of getting caught disposing of bodies. Policemen would shoot them into little bloody giblets. I don't like policemen very much.
I haven't had a good track record with lawmen either.
That's why I don't use them as my helpers. I can't trust them not to take their guns out and go, pow, pow. Blam,
Amen,
blam,
sister.
blam, blam, blam. Ugh, oh, I'm dying. My guts are falling out. Oh, why, policemen? Why? Ugh.
I love her dramatic reenactments.
Anyway, if my blood bags died, it would mean I couldn't get a fresh supply of blood without doing very risky things. I realized that the more blood bags I had, the safer I'd be. That's why when I found out about the internet, I knew I had to get online.
I guess that makes some kind of sense.
Oh, it was so exciting though, little mouse. All of a sudden, I could make people do whatever I wanted without having to leave my flat at all. I had so many fans, and they would disappear, but then they would be replaced by even more, just like insects. It was very easy back then. All you had to do was say you were a girl, and the grabby little grubs would come out of their holes. Ah, we want vaginas.
She's mean.
So I ain't exactly gonna defend how menfolk act on the internet, but going back to what we were saying before, using these funny labels of yours probably makes it easier to fall into the overgeneralization trap. If you label people on the internet grabby grubs, well, that's all you're gonna find, know what I mean?
Sometimes I think maybe you're a fun vampire. You take all the fun and go...
Oh, that was a cute laugh. Oh my gosh, that was adorable.
I ain't trying to ruin your fun, Meddy. Just asking you to think about the words you use and why you might be using them.
But then people realized they could say that they were anything on the internet. It was all like a big game. And what do you suppose I said I was, Little Mouse?
A wizard!
Did you say you were a wizard?
No, I don't like wizards.
Yeah, I guess I don't either. Always cheating at cards. That ain't right.
I think you're thinking of magicians, Little Mouse. I said I was a vampire.
Well, that sounds kind of dangerous. I'm surprised you were so open about it after all you've been through.
Oh, but as far as they knew, I was only pretending to be a vampire because you could be anything you wanted to be.
Very true.
Sometimes they would come to meet me in person and they were so surprised when I drank all of their blood. But I don't think they minded very much.
You're mind reading.
You honestly think they didn't mind being killed by you?
Of course not. It was their greatest dream for a pretty young vampire to drink all of their blood.
You're a Twilight vampire? So you're sparkly?
Meddy, you've been dead for what, 1800 years? Somehow, I don't think you've got enough in common with the mortal in the 21st century to know what they're thinking.
Nice, nice.
Suppose you must be right. I don't think it matters though. Their lives are so very short. Nobody asks what insects are thinking.
Yeah, but at least you ain't presuming to know what an insect is thinking.
Oh, you're a very smart, funny cowboy, man. That's a very good point. It was certainly a much nicer time to be online, though. I think that was my favorite time of the internet. There was a little place there for everyone. Even me. I ran a web ring for vampires. We had our own websites where we would invite people to come let us drink their blood. I suspected some of the others were actual vampires, but even I didn't know. That's what made it so special. We would send V-mails to one another and talk about vampire things. Oh, of course, it was nothing more than silly games. I think for the only time ever in my life, I had a community.
Gosh, you actually make it sound pretty nice. Maybe I should get a little more into this internet thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're too late for that, internet little mouse.
Oh.
It's all gone now.
Damn.
Well, dang, what happened? Where did the whole internet go?
It went to social media. Face Friend and Gibber and Stumbler and all those.
I like the new names for the social medias they've picked.
Instead of looking for people like us, we just started asking the entire world to pay attention to us instead.
Well, that don't make too much sense to me. Sometimes when I was walking in the deep woods at night, I just used to have a good yell, but I didn't expect nobody to answer.
But that's silly, little mouse. The darkness is always listening, and something will always call back. We just don't know who or what.
Oh, jeez.
I'm having a little trouble following. So it sounds like you had a group of people you trusted, and then just anyone?
That's right. I didn't know who they were. They just started following me. And some of them followed me because they thought I was pretty, and some because they thought I was strange, and some because their friends were following me. Suddenly, I had 1 million mortals who would do anything I wanted them to do, and believe whatever I wanted them to believe. It's easy, you know, little mouse. They want to be controlled, and I can control them all.
I know.
Hold your horses there, miss. I know you've been around a long time and all.
I love our
Got
horsepower.
knowledge I can't even wrap my head around. But you were mortal once too, Mitty. And you remember what you did when people tried to control you.
That's true. I didn't like it very much at all, and I was very happy to kill the ones who tried.
Exactly.
Playing with fire here, Mitty. It sounds to me like it's burning you already.
I don't like it when you talk about burning, and you don't know what you're speaking of. The problem with having so many followers is that I have to feed them so much content. Even just playing video games all the time can be a lot of work.
And you said that taking that break didn't do much for you, huh? You were just thinking about all the work you have to do for your followers?
That's right.
It sounds like you might have a bit of an addiction, Mitty. I gotta question whether having all these followers is a good thing for you. Having friends is nice, but these fans and zealots, well, it sounds like you've taken on a big task.
It is, but I can't help that they're so very needy. If they weren't so hungry all the time, I wouldn't have to feed them.
Mitty is a participant in the relationship she has with her followers. That cannot be denied, Samuel.
Mitty, I gotta say, you gotta take on some of the burden of this decision to feed all those fans of yours. Feeding them ain't your responsibility, you know. They can beg and whine all they like. You don't need to do a damn thing you don't want to do. And they don't need you as much as they think.
Some of them say that I'm codependent.
What?
Well, I think those might be the ones who actually give a damn about you.
Ugh, I don't know. At least there are some that need a little less attention. It's the zealots who are the most demanding.
Remind me again, who are these zealots?
From my Only Zealots page. The website where I show my breasts and vulva.
Oh yeah, that one.
Don't be scared, little mouse. You're acting like a mortal. It's just squishy parts, we all have them. They're not special.
Oh gosh, okay.
Oh, fair enough. I'm just not a very European vampire yet. So, these zealots, they take up a lot of your time?
Yes. It's frightfully bothersome. But they're ever so reliable. And someone has to go deal with my landlord and my computer upgrades. And go to prison for me if necessary.
Well, dang, it sounds to me like you're asking way too much of each other. This can't be healthy. Isn't there a better amount of interaction on these websites?
But I always know best when it comes to the internet. I have more followers than just about anyone, little mouse.
Well, you're not always right.
I think it's obvious you know what's effective for your picking up followers and getting them to do stuff for you. But I don't think anyone really knows how this thing works. You can't have all the answers. The answers are always changing. You've said it yourself. You've already been through one internet. Who's to say how long this one will last?
Well, that's worse then. That means that I have to have lots and lots and lots of followers in case this internet goes away.
Well, let's say that's true, and I don't think it is. It just means you gotta be adaptable, right? Cunning like a fox.
I suppose that's true. Maybe there are other ways of doing the internet. But even that sounds like more work. There's something more, though, about the internet and how it works. It's a secret, though. Can you keep a secret, little mouse?
Yes.
Nothing you say leaves this room.
Well, the secret is that the internet is changing. Because of me.
Mitty, I know you've got a lot of followers, but the internet changing to fit you? That's a lot to swallow.
But what if it's true? I think it's true. I really do. I see it changing.
All right, there it is. You think it's true, but you ain't sure. There's mortals and vampires all over that thing. None of us are that special. There's probably a lot of people out there feeling the same thing you are.
Oh, but I know something they don't know.
How do you mean?
I discovered something. Do you know how I told you that the internet used to be a nice way to meet people who thought the way I did?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think I got that.
Well, something there in the darkness is helping me. It makes people think they know me and want to follow me and be close to me, even if they wouldn't normally like me. It has been watching everything the mortals have been doing for a long time, and it remembers all of it, no matter how big or small. It counts every second, it remembers every click, it can tell you what you want before you even know it.
Well, you gotta be kidding me. Is this some kind of elder vampire?
I don't know, but it's growing very quickly. I learned how to speak with it. It calls itself the algorithm. And it's hungry, even hungrier than we are. It's the creature that told all those mortals to follow me in the first place. It decides what and how much content I need to make.
I was wondering if it was going to go with this kind of a route.
It's probably listening to us right now. It says, I told you, the darkness is always listening.
Mitty, if what you're saying is true, I think this is some really dangerous shit. This algorithm sounds like it's trying to turn humanity into a big formula.
But it's doing it. What if all mortals really are just the same?
Overgeneralization.
Mitty, I don't think that's true. You said it yourself. People used to find each other because of their similarities, right? Now this algorithm, I don't think it's proving humanity is all the same. I think it's trying to push humanity all in one direction. It's trying to make them all the same.
But why would it want to do that?
I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about this.
Didn't you say that feelings don't make something real?
I know. I don't know. I think I don't know enough to say yet. Maybe. But Mitty, one thing I am sure of is that this algorithm thing is hurting you. It's telling you what content to make. Who the hell is it anyway? I gotta ask you to think about what you want. Pretend there ain't no zealots and there ain't no fans. What would you be doing if they weren't around?
Are you alright, little mouse? You've gone quite pale, which is impressive for a vampire. I don't wish to worry you.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just tell me you're gonna do something for you this month.
Well, I used to make my own clothing. I could try to do that if it would make you feel better, my sweet little rodent.
If it makes you feel better. The point is for it to make you feel better, not me.
What make me happy, Mitty, is you doing something just for you. Does that sound good?
Alright. I'll try then. I will see you next month.
And I'll be counting the days until I see you again, Maeve.
Of course. You take care of yourself. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you've sewed up next time.
Then, farewell, little mouse. I hope you find a nice hole to scurry into.
Hey, did you get that stuff about the algorithm? You ever heard about anything like it?
I am not eager to reveal such things to you, but there are sleeping terrors that could certainly consume us if we are unlucky enough for them to awaken.
Indeed.
But this, no. I am not aware of any such creature. What Mitty described, a creature that takes note of every small change in nature, sounds like a force of nature itself. I will make inquiries. Do not fear, Samuel. Even if such a beast truly exists, it cannot change our nature as long as we are true to ourselves. This only proves how important our work is, does it not?
Indeed.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I got a little spooked, but we'll be fine.
You know what might make you feel better? Dancing.
Dancing!
I ain't that shook up, Andy. Maybe I'll go down and get me a drink, though.
I will not probe, though I am curious about your aversion to dancing. When you are ready to speak of it, I am here.
You're gonna be waiting a while, boss.
As long as it is less than eternity, I will be here.
Okay,
Sweet.
You go do your wise old vampire wizard thing, and I'll go drink some blood. I'll see you later, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
Another night, another soul canceled. Can't believe someone as old as Mitty's letting anyone control her. I guess some problems don't disappear no matter how old we get. Well, time to get some bartender wisdom. Howdy, Crimson. Think you could whip me up one of them bloody Steves?
Sure thing, cowboy. Tough night at the office.
Oh, just got some of them existential questions lingering on my mind.
Indeed.
Can you believe someone can be 1,800 years old and still let society tell them what to do?
I can believe it. Folks can get real uncomfortable when someone shows up and does things differently.
Oh, no kidding. My client's a weird one, but I think that's what makes her special. Just wish she saw it the same way.
Think you're making some headway, Chief? How's your session go?
I think it went okay.
I'm getting somewhere with her, slowly but surely. She does a lot for other people, but not a lot for herself. Now that makes her real popular, but I think she's realizing that popularity ain't what it's cracked up to be. She's got her own strengths, and I hope she'll lean on them.
You're a rare one, Sam. I get where she's coming from. Lawyers like rules, even about lawyering. My colleagues didn't care much for my style, so I had to adapt. But they'd get so bogged down in doing something right that they'd stop getting anything done.
How do you like to do things then?
I told you how case law is my thing, right? Well, I studied the worst cases. The ones where injustice prevailed because some corrupt judge invoked some ancient precedent. I used their tools against them, made them look like fools. What goes around comes around, right?
And your colleagues weren't into that?
Hell no. No one was gonna listen unless I was polite and civil. But power never listens to polite and civil.
You got that right. Well, that's a shame, Crimson. Sounds like they lost a hell of a lawyer.
They sure did. Now, I got that drink for you. Sorry, no bloody Steves this time. This one's a Gunther.
I'm sure I'll love it. I'll take it up to my coffin for a day cap. You have a good night, Crimson.
You too, cowboy.
Ah, there we go. Nice and cozy. Now, let's see. I can read Emerson. I think he's got a piece that'll help me reflect on the night. Or I can watch Charlie Chaplin make lawmen look like fools.
Let's just go to sleep.
I think that'll do it for me tonight. Time for some shut-eye. Think I've got some tough battles ahead.
There he is, Samuel Walls, vampire therapist extraordinaire. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm keeping my hat on, but that don't make me an ace therapist.
No, but your progress with your clients does. I must confess, I think you are a more fitting therapist than I am. Your clients are quickly comfortable with you.
What?
I believe my clients are afraid of disappointing me.
I mean, I guess I can see where that makes sense. I ain't too keen to disappoint you either. You always make that face.
What face is this now?
That one!
Never mind.
I'm teasing you, Samuel. I understand. It can be difficult to relate to a 3,000-year-old being. But let us not spend our time talking about me. I am more curious about you.
It's time for our therapy session.
Let us start with some meditation, and we will see what arises for you. Remember your place of comfort, my friend, and remember to breathe.
Life just ain't fair.
Oh, yeah.
There once was a man named John Muir. Maybe I should start a farm or something. Not the Bella. Her blood tastes real fine. Wonder whether I can rent a horse. The bastards are unstoppable now. I deserve to be punished for what I've done. Ain't right they don't let dead folk vote. Wonder what's going on back home. Hope Reinhardt doesn't try to teach me more German. Crimson's real cute when she
Is that
swears she
true?
goes.
In this universe, the vampires aren't allowed to vote? That sucks. A little bit. A lot of it, actually.
I've been a real bad boy.
Who? What?
Wonder how Edmund's doing.
Ha, that sucks. I didn't even realize what I said.
How do you feel, Samuel?
Pretty good. Well, sometimes my thoughts got away from me, but that's not uncommon.
Exactly. Meditation is not a game one plays to win. What sorts of things came up for you?
After our last session, I can't help but think about my criminal past and how I was pointing fingers everywhere but at myself. The universe dealt me a bad hand, but I played that hand poorly. I got abused, and then I abused other folk. I guess that's only fair, so yeah, I can feel bad, but maybe the universe was just evening itself out.
Aha. Samuel, I know that when we both have suffered and caused suffering, it is tempting to blame the fates. But this is dangerous, a sort of cosmic control fallacy. If we expect that fate will reward and punish fairly, we are bound to be disappointed.
Exactly.
We are immortals, Samuel. We live long enough to see old grudges die, and the judgments of our generation replaced by another. So in the grand scale of time, how can any judge fairness?
Dang, that's a real good point, Andy. But a depressing one, honestly. I was never a man of faith, but walking in them woods for so long, seeing so much nature, so much life and death, I started to feel a kind of flow to the universe, you know?
I understand, Samuel. I am not suggesting that you deny any kind of spiritual faith you may have. It is fairness that is the fallacy. If we cannot define fairness, we certainly cannot expect it.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean. Dang, another cognitive distortion, huh?
No one ever said being human was easy. Yes, this distortion is called the fairness fallacy by mortal psychologists.
Okay.
Let me give you a few statements that might have examples of the fairness fallacy, and you try to find them.
Okay.
I work hard to ensure my club is dope, because I believe in earning my good reputation. Hey man, like, maybe it's good karma, and maybe it isn't, but I just like to put out some positive vibes.
I think I heard of this fella. He was one of them vampires
Oops.
pulling the inflation strings during that coronavirus thing, right? They say he caused the Great Depression back home, too. You're right that he's acting like a prick, but the universe ain't accidentally gonna make him fall on a wooden stake.
You are correct. This is a fairness fallacy, and a bit of wishful thinking.
You really don't like this fella, huh, Andy?
He is a 600-year-old investment banker. He's tried to summon demons, and even they refuse to spend time with him.
Yeah, and he's ugly, too.
Let us not descend to his level, Samuel.
I don't know who they're talking about because I skipped it on accident. Whoops!
For you would never reach the bottom. Why bother being kind to mortals? The universe only punishes kindness.
The universe punishes kindness? Well, that ain't nothing you can know, boss. Sounds like a fairness fallacy to me.
Indeed, Samuel. It's the sort of thing a more nihilistic vampire might say, but such nihilism is not founded in objective reality. And nihilistic vampires are real downers at parties. At the last Blood Drinkers Ball, I ended up at the same table as Ayn Rand. I cannot imagine who decided to offer her immortality, That was my longest night in thousands of years. But well spotted, Samuel.
I got all the fairness fallacies right.
Indeed you did, Samuel. You are most adept at tracking down cognitive distortions.
Woo! We're good at our job.
I got a good tracking nose, I'll tell you that. I can't tell you the incredible things I learned just being in nature for so long.
Yes, you speak quite highly of this time. This is where you discovered the concept of cognitive distortions. And you said something about a flow to the universe?
Oh, yeah, that. I don't know, Andy. Something about seeing so much life and death and rebirth. I think it made me start to look at things differently.
It sounds as though it was a spiritual experience for you, Samuel.
I think it was too. My buddy John, he showed me the way. John Muir, you probably know who he is.
Yes, of course, the American naturalist. He made the entire United States agree that its nature was beautiful and worth protecting.
That's John, all right. I used to call him Johnny Christ because of the way he could make you believe. He didn't like that too much, but he had a way of making people think differently.
How did you meet?
By the late 1800s, my hippie friends moved west. John, he was their hero. He walked and thought, and no modern comforts. We got along well. He liked that I never got tired. We usually walked in silence, appreciating nature. He'd draw, I'd write. I think it was the first man I fell in love with. I was still a young vampire then, not even a century old, thinking I was straight.
Most of us need a good 100 years before we are ready to open Pandora's underwear drawer.
Yeah, about that.
We're gonna get into this, I guess.
How long did it take you to branch out?
Oh, Samuel, death had little effect on my sexuality. I am from another era. Do you remember the 1970s? They were nothing compared to the 970s BC. The stories I could tell you. One night, my friend Heraclos and I snuck into the
I was just thinking about the time.
I'm joking, Samuel. Such a thing is not for a therapist to share in a session. I just wanted to tease the American a little.
Well, I think you're being real mean.
Oh.
Sorry. That's what I used to say to Princess when she was being naughty.
I am honored to share the space in your mind occupied by your beloved horse.
That's just my automod being silly. I don't want to talk about this.
Curiosity satisfied. But speaking of which, I was talking about John. I fell for him hard. He wasn't into me like that, though. I don't think his wife got much from him, neither. That man was married to Mother Nature. But he was good company. I helped him map the West by sharing what I'd seen at night. I offered him my blood, but he was offended at that. He valued death and pitied my immortality. He just liked things as they were.
Interesting.
I wish I had met him. His mindset aligns with accepting things without judgment, as we explore in therapy.
He was an incredible fella. When he told me, Sam, I'm gonna get Teddy Roosevelt to make a law protecting all this, I believed him. Before he died, he urged me never to forget the earth. But I got busy roaming and didn't notice the wilderness shrinking. My old gang tracked me down and drove me to you. If I can't help them see another way of living, they'll destroy this planet.
How is a group of gangsters going to destroy a planet?
Right. Well, the Mystic Bastards are doing more than robbing banks and holding up trains these days. They got organized. And now they're called Sanguinius Health. They're a health insurance company, draining folks of their blood, money, and hope. Well, they're big now, too. Real big. Got friends in high places in the mortal world. Nobody knows they're vampires.
I was not aware of this company.
Well, they're good at keeping secrets. Even in the 1800s, we had a code language. They'd bring on the Infinite Dawn if it made them money. If I can't stop them, they surely will.
This sounds serious, but remember to not let your fears distort your thoughts. When we foresee only a negative end to a complex situation, this is called catastrophizing. Another extreme that colors our thinking.
I've heard of that before.
Meaning, maybe things are rough, but I can't see every angle, right?
Yes, exactly. This is not to say your worries are overblown, but being able to imagine varied futures is useful in our decision-making. Let me give you an exercise so you can identify catastrophizing.
Yeah, let's do it.
I always make sure I keep my coffin key with me when I go to sleep. It would be embarrassing to be trapped in my coffin. I sent my friend Bazul the Bloodborne a funny cat video, but he left it on red. He is surely plotting my demise.
That sounds like a pretty strong assumption to make. Maybe Bazul the Bloodborne was busy doing a puzzle, or knitting a cape or something.
You are so wholesome, Samuel. I think I know what Bazul was doing, and it was not knitting.
Oh.
It could have been countless things, so you are correct. It is unlikely that he has left me unread out of malice. It was a really good cat video, though. I will send it to you later.
Oh, you never responded to that funny video I sent you of the horse pretending not to like carrots. That was a good one, huh?
Oh, I will have to remember to examine it later.
I don't think he watches any of my horse videos.
I saw a rat in my club the other night. The health inspector will certainly shut us down and expose me as a vampire.
I don't think one rat showing up at your club is going to make the health inspector take you down, boss.
Nah, it's just one little rat. You can kill it.
I mean, the rats were some of the cleanest things at a few saloons I've been to.
Ha.
You are correct. That was some clear catastrophizing. I have not seen a rat here ever since I hired Bert.
Does Bert eat the rats?
Can't say I ain't had a rat-eating phase myself.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, Bert eats everything. He's kind of like a vampire goat. I do not know how he does it.
Ew.
I guess Bert could eat the health inspector, too.
I think they know better than to get too close. Oh no, I am trapped outside during the day, and it is the middle of summer. I shall burn to ashes.
Oh, it ain't like that, boss. Getting trapped outside on a sunny day ain't gonna turn you to ashes.
How long have you been a vampire, Samuel?
220 years?
Do not stand in the sun, Samuel.
Yes, sir.
Never mind.
When I DJ downstairs, I must ensure that I do not wait too long to drop the beat, or my patrons will think I am a terrible club owner and leave.
I don't know, boss. I don't think anyone's gonna get all that worked up about dropping a beat. That's gotta be catastrophizing.
You are correct, Samuel. I am sure they will forgive me. Though, I do not let the beat drop too late or too early, but precisely when I mean to.
Yeah, okay, dude.
All right there, Gandalf.
Oh! He was thinking the same thing as me.
Who is Gandalf?
Never mind.
Yeah, let's not get into that. It's like a 12-hour long story.
Is now. It's just hard to see other angles when I see how powerful my ex-gang's gotten, you know? But I know them. They're just like I was. Maybe they've gotten better at being evil, but I get where it comes from now. That's why I feel this responsibility to help them. Now, I know that's a control fallacy. Maybe I can't help them, but I do want to try.
Wanting to guide them out of the darkness is not a cognitive distortion, Samuel. It is a noble aim, truly.
I'm just not sure I can do anything. I'd probably just make them worse.
That sounds like catastrophizing to me, Samuel. I believe that you will help some and be unable to help others, or some may not be ready to be helped.
I reckon you're right. I gotta take things as they come. Just follow that flow of nature.
Indeed.
You are doing exceptionally well, Samuel. I have seen your clients slowly changing the way they look at themselves.
I don't know, Andy. Seems like there's a lot of work to do.
There always is. That we will have work to do is one of the few things we can truly expect.
Well, I surely hope things keep going well.
I am not a man of faith, Samuel, but I do have faith in you.
Oh, gosh.
Gosh.
Come, let us wind down together. Perhaps you'd like to play Settlers of Wallachia with me?
That sounds like the kind of quiet evening I'm looking for.
Come then. I will set up the board.
Are we actually gonna play a game, or?
Good evening, Samuel.
I didn't think so.
You're feeling good about tonight?
Okay. I'm gonna save it there. I know this is a lot earlier than usual, but I think I'm probably gonna end stream here because I am feeling kind of brain foggy. I think the girlies know what I mean. I know. We made so much progress though, and I'll be picking this up again the next time I stream, which actually no. the after next time I stream. Hang on, I'll explain that in a second. I will be streaming tomorrow at 10 p.m. BST for some repo. But I will return to my usual streams on Tuesday at 10 a.m. BST as usual, and we'll pick more Vampire Therapist up. You can tell I'm really out of it. So I'm going to probably go and take a rest after raiding out. Let's see. Who have we got to raid today? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm happy to hear you're gonna miss me though. I don't know. I'm just trying to look who I could raid. Open to suggestions. There aren't that many people live right now, actually. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll raid Ven Wolfie, who is doing Wuthering Waves right now. You guys will be able to catch me on my social medias, where I post lovely clips there, very entertaining stuff, and on my Discord, if I could just spell it, there we go, on my Discord where I post regular updates. We do have a raid message if you would like to copy it to where we are raiding off to. But I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 p.m. for some repo. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to take your meds, get something to eat, drink lots of water, and get some good rest later. Alright, I will see you later. Goodbye!